Hello. So today is a really exciting video because it is the first time that anyone has ever reached out to me and asked me to try their product. And that's super exciting. I'm all for it. I'm all for giving my honest opinion about stuff. I mean, I do it already anyway because I'm kind of an art supply fiend, and I have another haul coming up for you guys. This is another big one. It's kind of a pricey one. Like, this is gonna be like a very high dollar haul, but if you're interested, that will come out soon. I also have another video coming out about all of the oil pastels that I own, so we'll do that next. But today I was gonna say today we have the WOOMER 72 colored pencils to open up and try out. And I absolutely have not tried these yet. I was actually looking at these the other day when I was on Amazon, and I was going to buy some because I really love this tin that it comes in. It reminds me a lot of the Caran d'Ache tin. And I'm a sucker for stuff like that. But yeah, so WOOMER actually reached out to me and they're like, please, will you try our colored pencils? And here are some things about them. And so I will tell you about them as I'm swatching them, but let's get into the video. Let's open them up. Let's look at the colors and compare. All right. Okay. So I think we're just going to start with this first tier. We're here. Why not? I'm going to move the WOOMER tin over to the side and we will get zoomed in and started. Okay, so it seems a little silly to start with white, but it's there. First off, I'm looking at, it has the, I'm guessing that's the Lightfast rating. And I know that pinks usually are really hard to make light fast, so I'm gonna look at like a pink color just so I can gauge. See, it says that must be super light fast. Let's try this one. And they all have the 4 marks. So, oh, this one does not. This one has 3. Okay, so what I'm seeing is this marking right here with the 4+ sign. That must be like the most light fast. So the white is very light fast according to their WOOMER testing. I'll have to look up their testing results, but they did let me know that they were very light fast. So we're not going to be testing that today because that would take some time to do, but I know that someone out there probably has tested this already. Before we get started, I'm gonna just grab a color. Oh, you know what? Orange would be good because it's got an orange case. Ooh, that's smooth. Is a good sign. There's definitely pigment. So the white seems silly, but like I said, let's just do it. I can barely see it, but that's okay. I'm also gonna look for any kind of color name. Okay, so this one was just straight up white. This one is light cadmium yellow. Very light. I'm going to press firmly here. Okay. I'll use that. we're just going to go through it and I'll write the names down. This one is Cream. Honestly, I should probably speed this up because it's 72 colored pencils. It might take a while. So I'm going to save y'all some time. Let me speed through this. So while I speed through this colored pencil swatch test, I will say that these were light fast tested. They provided a report and it looked pretty good, but I will say that if someone wants to do a longer light fast test, that would be awesome. It would help our community try to figure out which pencils are the best value if you're going to sell your art or place it in a sunny room or whatever. These are made of linden wood. They're very soft and easy to sharpen. They're really nice. They're oil-based pencils and they're 3.8 millimeter barrel. So they're a little bit wider, I would say, than the Prismacolors, which is nice for me. I like thicker pencils, and they are really pigmented, which I love. So you're going to see that later whenever I do a test with the Prismacolors, the Derwent, the Color brand with like a K, and I think I have a few more. So you'll see that at the end whenever I do like a little side-by-side comparison test. But right now on screen, I am just kind of blending the colors. So I have the first page done, the first tier, I guess, of colored pencils done, and I'm just trying to see how these two colors are going to blend out together. So the top-down view wasn't giving the best lighting, so you could see the colors. So I figure you can get a close-up look at the first page of swatches and how the pencils blended out. So we are going to go on to the second page now and get those colors swatched out. Now, the first page I did not write down the light fast ratings. I do that on the second page, but I'm going to go back and get the light fast ratings for the first page as well. What I discovered is the 4+ is like the highest light fast rating, and then the set has them marked with like the lowest being 3. I didn't see anything lower than that. So I'll probably go into that a little bit later, but so far I think they're going to be great in my sketchbook. And right now I'm blending it, or I was just blending it with my Ohuhu clear blender marker, the alcohol marker, because colored pencil blends really lovely with that. So you can kind of see the result of the blending with the alcohol marker. So now I'm going to go into writing the light fast ratings. writing down the light fast ratings for the pencils that I missed. The average pencil seemed to be just a 4, so I'm going to write anything that's below it or above it. The ones that are above it have like an outline of a plus, so it's like a 4 with an additional plus and it's outlined. So there's not a whole lot that I missed, but we'll get that written down, and then we're going to do some comparisons after that. So right now I am on the ground looking through some of my travel bags to find comparable colors, because I want to test out the same color or like the closest color in my standard colored pencil sets, just so I can get a good color comparison. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll meet you back at the desk. Okay, so I have some colored pencils that I have laid out to compare with the WOOMER set. I have ultramarine right here, and then I have a small set of Faber-Castell, so I could not find an ultramarine in the small set that I have, so I had to use the phthalo blue in the polychromo set and the phthalo blue in the WOOMER set. And I honestly could not find a color that was close enough to the Derwent drawing pencils that I have. So I picked a yellow ochre in Derwent drawing and a terracotta, but there's no terracotta, so I'm going to pull that one out. And the closest thing to the yellow ochre that I have is dark yellow ochre. No, I'm sorry. Light yellow ochre. So it seems dark, which is why I'm confused, but whatever. Anyway, so we have the yellow ochre for the Derwent drawing pencils. I have a yellow ochre just for another comparison study for Prismacolor Premier, and light yellow ochre in the WOOMER set. So we're gonna give those a try as well. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and we'll start with the ultramarine. And these, again, actually this one doesn't count. This is a Prismacolor Colorase pencil in just blue. It looked close enough, I'm just gonna add it in there. This is the Caran d'Ache Luminance 6901 in ultramarine. The Cretacolor Mega Color in ultramarine. The WOOMER pencil in ultramarine. The Prismacolor pencil in ultramarine. The Artix colored pencil in ultramarine. And the Color pencil in ultramarine. So, all right, we're gonna try all of these pencils. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna start with the ultramarine pencils, but for some reason I grabbed the phthalo blue first. So you're gonna see me swatch test the phthalo blue WOOMER and then the phthalo blue in the Faber-Castell set that I have. Then we'll go on to the ultramarine, and the very last color will be the blue. Somewhere in there I will test the yellow ochre as well. I can't remember. This is a voiceover. Hi, hello. Alright, I'll let you watch these swatches. So I completed my WOOMER color comparison chart with some of the other colored pencils that I have. Again, these are not water soluble colored pencils, they're just standard colored pencils. Up here, because I didn't have an ultramarine in Faber-Castell, I tested the phthalo blue, and I just kind of started like normal and then faded out, and then this one is when I was pressing hard, and you can see the WOOMER. Look at that color, and honestly I was kind of surprised at the Faber-Castell like laying down so lightly at first, and I was like, what? But obviously it really tried to pick up the pigment, or put down the pigment, there we go, in the second comparison. Still, the WOOMER kind of came out on top in my eyes. And then we have a color that really isn't comparable, but we have the light yellow ochre for WOOMER. Prismacolor is just yellow ochre, and then Derwent drawing pencil is just yellow ochre. This is obviously the lightest color, but in general, I want to say that this set is more like pastel-y style. Like, these colors are very, very light, almost like chalky. So it's just how the color is. You can see that when I pressed firmer, there was a lot more color payoff. Of course, the Prismacolor really shined through with that color payoff, and the Derwent kind of got a little chalky, but that's okay. Then this was testing out ultramarine, and as you can see, these were all listed as ultramarine, but they're all different colors. The closest color to the WOOMER ultramarine, or I guess the closest pencil brand that has the same color, would be, I believe, Prismacolor. Honestly, it looks like it matches the best. So anyway, this was WOOMER, this was Cretacolor, which is like a cheaper brand that I got a pastel set of pencils from Amazon, because I was trying to get the Holbein ones and they're very expensive, so I just went with the color. And then this is the Caran d'Ache Luminance 6901. This is a completely different ultramarine shade than the rest of them. Honestly, it's brighter blue, like almost like, I don't know, it's a lot lighter, but I like it either way. And then we have Prismacolor, which I said is really similar to the WOOMER. And then we have Arctics, which was my least favorite to swatch because it was scratchy, and I was pressing firmly and the color was just not coming out It did not match the barrel of the pencil, which seems to be the complaint that I've come across with other people that have used my Arctic set, is that if you look at me doing this swatch test, the color that comes out of the barrel is not what it looks like on the outside. And then the last one is the Prismacolor Colorase blue. It's just a standard blue. It's not ultramarine or anything. I don't think they even have that ultramarine color in that line. It's just, it was a colored pencil that I had, so I figured I'd include it. Oh, just quickly, just to show you, not to hate on the Arctics, but here's the Arctics Ultramarine, the one that I just tested. There you go, ultramarine. I know it's really hard to see on the barrel. Let me see if I can hold it up better. Oh, I can't. Okay, I got it. So you can see, I'm not lying, this is the Ultramarine Colored Pencil by Arctics. And this is what the color looks like. That is the Ultramarine. I swear. That looks nothing like the actual pencil, and it doesn't look anything like the barrel. So, what's going on? I gave my Arctics colored pencil set to a family member because it was 120 colored pencils. It was supposed to be like an amazing value, and he can't stand them. I mean, I might even say he hates them, because he said he cannot find the colors that he's looking for. He'll reach in, he'll say, okay, this looks like the color I want. Like, this looks like ultramarine, let's go for it. And it comes out looking like purple. So he's really mad. He said he's had that issue with so many of the colors. But anyway, that was my little spiel on that. Why that one looks the most different out of every single one of them that is supposed to be ultramarine. This is supposed to be just blue, so I don't know. Anyway, back onto Woomer. Okay, so for my final test is going to be using the WOOMER pencils over some watercolor, or I guess it's watercolor and gouache. It's a painting that I did yesterday, so it's already dry, and I'll see how it lays on top. I do apologize for being out of frame for the bottom portion of that drawing that I did. I honestly was just in the zone and I didn't notice until the end, and I watched the replay of my clip and realized, oh no, you couldn't see most of it, but luckily it's sped up, so it shouldn't have been too big of a problem. Right now I'm just going over with just a few colors. I'm not pressing super hard. I think the biggest surprise that I saw here was the white. I did not press hard with the white, and it laid down so nicely. I was like legitimately excited whenever I used it. Just doing some finishing touches on this little drawing, and I think my verdict would be that these colors are vibrant. They lay over artwork really beautifully. I think they're a great value, and I do have a discount code for the month of when this video comes out, so I will show that code on screen and put it in the description box below if you're interested. I just want to thank WOOMER for being so nice and asking to collab with me and sending me such a cool like tin filled with amazing colored pencils. I will definitely be adding some of these to my art bag, the white one especially, because my Holbein white is lovely but it breaks all the time and you have to sharpen it with a knife. So this is going to be a really good alternative for my bag. So thank you again to WOOMER for wanting to collab with me today. Thank you to all of my art friends and new friends that watch my videos and support my content. You guys are amazing and you make it worthwhile. So I'm really happy that I get to share all of my art and art supplies with you guys here on YouTube. I just do this for fun, but maybe one day I'll do it as a career. Who knows? It would be a dream. If you have any suggestions of new supplies that I should try out, please let me know. I do read my comments. I might not read them immediately, but I do read them, I promise. I'm busy. I mean, right? Everyone's busy, who isn't? But I will read them, I will respond, and I love when you guys give me suggestions of what kind of videos you want to see made. I have a few that I need to follow up on and make those videos and put them out. It does take a little bit of time to do some editing, so that's why they don't come out immediately, but I am doing my best. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Go make some art, and I'll see you next time. Bye!